A question to the thinkers out there, the nerds, like to dive into things and pull out of the lost pages of history the truth. Here's a question for you. What is the time frame? Okay, the time frame with two countries. I'm going to give you an example. A real life example, okay? So the United States, the meddling bitches that they can't just stay the fuck out of other people's business, okay? And focus on what they need to focus on, which is what's going on here. So they bypass the steps of conflict, okay? Which carries with it much discussion. Because with any conflict, there's disagreement on two sides. So they bypass the whole conflict stage with Afghanistan. We just came out of a 20-year war. Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, like it's the constant yanking and pulling, okay? So we just come out of that stench. And the United States comes up with some peace agreement with a few countries. So I'm going to use Afghanistan as an example. So the United States enters Afghanistan without ever sitting at the table and discussing conflicts or disagreements that lead to major conflicts that engage war efforts, okay? They never did that. They just bypassed all that shit, which is really a breach of international waters, if you must say, or I will say it for you. So, anyways, they come to this peace agreement bullshit, okay? It used to be once a country engages into a peace agreement with another country, those two countries are basically you have to take them and set them aside, okay, so that they can iron out their differences. Because the reason why is because the predator country, the United States, there's a huge likelihood that a country like Afghanistan, based on the damages done to that country, can turn around and sue, take a lawsuit on an international scale against the United States. Okay? So, under international law, those two countries, once they engage into a peace agreement, basically have to sit on the sidelines. They're not allowed to engage, ruffle the feathers, if you will, in any type of discussions that would potentially lead one or the other into the forefronts of a conflict that would once again engage into war. So my question is, what is the time frame provided to two countries that were recently engaged in war, where they have set themselves aside under some peace agreement to iron out their differences? What is the time frame that they are permitted and allowed on an international scale prior to the allowance of entering into any further discussions involving other countries and other matters? Because right now the United States is in breach of that peace agreement with Afghanistan and any other peace agreements. They're breaching it by being actively involved in matters that do not directly pertain to them with this Ukrainian bullshit, okay? So what is the time frame? It's not 2 days. You get to, you get to sit across the table for 2 days and iron out your differences. There's a length of time associated with a peace agreement. They must sit on the sidelines and they're not allowed to enter discussions involving other countries that are not bordering their country until they iron out the differences. There is a time frame. I'm gonna leave it up to you nerds. Give me some answers and don't worry about it. I'll find it. I know how to search shit. Just put the stuff out there. Just curious.